You might not even notice it, but the way you masturbate today is directly shaping your performance when it comes to sex. And this is no exaggeration. A poorly executed habit repeated for years could be the reason for your lack of desire, difficulty maintaining a firm erection, or even that uncomfortable feeling after things end too quickly. It doesn't matter if you're 40, 60, or 70 years old. Your body is learning all the time. The question is, what have you been teaching it? I'm Emily Taylor, a urologist with over 20 years of experience in male sexual health. And in this video, I'm going to show you why you may be programming your body for sexual failure. And more importantly, how you can reverse this with simple natural adjustments. What you're going to discover today can transform your intimate life in a deep and lasting way. And it all starts with one change: the way you touch yourself. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed to the channel here. We talk clearly and openly about male sexual health, especially after 55. No fluff, just content that really makes a difference. If you like the topic of this video, type 1 in the comments. If you didn't type 0, your response helps us bring even more useful content to you. Many men, since youth, develop the habit of masturbating in secret, afraid of being caught by their mother, their partner, or even their child, and this creates a routine of rushing anxiety and tension. The problem is that the body holds on to that pattern. When that behavior becomes automatic, the brain interprets everything related to arousal as something that must be quick, uncontrolled, and focused only on fast relief over time. This practice conditions the body to reach climax faster and faster. It's like training backwards instead of teaching your body to last longer. You're training it to finish too soon. And the worst part is that most men don't even realize they're doing this. They think it's just a harmless private moment. But in practice, they're training their own body for sexual failure. It's like practicing a 100-meter sprint every day and then expecting to run a marathon. That's not how it works. Rushed masturbation is a short, shallow, untrained session. If you want to regain control, the first step is changing how you approach that moment, because this isn't just about pleasure, it's about your sexual health. Porn usually starts as a curiosity in a man's life, but quickly becomes a routine. And when the brain gets used to that kind of exaggerated stimulus, natural sensitivity starts to fade. What used to excite you easily no longer has the same effect. It's as if your body now needs more and more intensity just to react a little. The problem is, this kind of stimulation doesn't exist in real life. In videos, everything seems perfect, carefully chosen, bodies, camera angles, multiple takes to create the perfect scene. But in real life, the touch, the smell, the timing of the moment, it's all natural, and a brain that only responds to artificial scenes starts to struggle when it's time to truly connect. If you're beginning to notice that these old habits are interfering with your sex life, I've got something that can help you go even further in my digital book, Rediscovering Intimacy: Healthy Sexuality. After 60, I've gathered practical guidance to help you recover, desire, improve control, and deepen your connection with your partner, all with simple, accessible language, just like we're using here. It's a complete guide for anyone ready to break out of automatic patterns and build a more conscious, satisfying, and lasting sexuality. You'll find the link to access it in the first pinned comment. Take a look and see how it can complement everything we're discussing in this video. Many men report losing desire with their partners and don't understand why they feel their erection isn't what it used to be, or that arousal takes longer. In many of these cases, daily exposure to pornography is draining all their erotic energy. The brain was trained to respond to exaggeration, not to human contact. Reducing that kind of content is like lifting anesthesia. Little by little, sensitivity returns, and so does desire. Most people don't realize it. But during arousal, the body enters a state of alert. Without noticing, men begin to contract their thighs, glutes, abs, and even hold their breath. It may seem like a minor thing, but that constant tension blocks blood flow and affects sexual performance. It's like the body tries to accelerate pleasure, but ends up interfering with the whole process. Worse still, this becomes a habit. Every time a man stimulates himself, he repeats this same physical pattern tension and little awareness of what's going on over time. This combination of tightness and automatic movement leads to weaker erections and very little ejaculatory control. Some men, when they feel something's not right, turn to medication. But often the problem isn't chemical, it's mechanical. Relaxing during stimulation isn't a luxury, it's a technique. Relaxation activates control, that's the state, where the body truly responds, naturally, firmly, and with more duration. Training relaxation is like tuning an instrument without tension. Everything starts to work in harmony. Most men masturbate the same way. Every time, same position, same speed, same goal to finish fast. But the body is a learner. If you train only one kind of stimulus, that's the only one it will respond to. Conscious masturbation is the opposite. It's using that moment to explore, develop sensitivity and practice, control like a rehearsal for real intimacy with this approach. The goal isn't to rush to the end, but to notice what's happening. How's your breathing? Which muscles are relaxed? Where does arousal grow or drop? Changing position, slowing down, pausing when needed. All of this teaches the brain new ways to respond. It's like giving your body a richer, more intelligent repertoire. When a man starts paying attention to what he feels, he develops body awareness that directly impacts the quality of his erection. And this has nothing to do with age. Even after 60, it's possible to greatly improve performance just by changing the way you touch yourself. Masturbation, when done with attention, stops being a rushed habit and becomes powerful training. For sex, not every stimulus needs to come from the outside. Imagination, when used well, has a deep impact on a man's sexual response. The brain doesn't clearly distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. That's why a well-built fantasy can generate physical reactions just as intense as touch. Science has already shown that imagining sensual scenes activates areas of the brain related to pleasure and arousal, increasing sensitivity and strengthening the erection. Unlike pornography, which delivers everything, ready-made imagination requires involvement, and that's exactly what makes it more effective. When a man creates his own mental scenes, he participates actively in arousal, strengthening the neural pathways linked to desire over time. This improves the connection between body and mind, expanding the capacity for sexual response. A simple practice is reading sensual stories, remembering meaningful experiences, or creating fictional situations that spark pleasure. All of that without rushing, allowing the brain to feel again in a more natural way. Imagination is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And for those who want to keep the flame alive as the years go by, this is a valuable tool, free, safe, and incredibly effective. Many men hear about techniques to improve ejaculatory control, like the stop-start method, Kegel exercises or compression techniques, and try to apply everything at once, hoping for quick results. But in practice, they often get frustrated. Why? Because these techniques alone don't work miracles when done with a tense body and no awareness. They become nearly useless. A common mistake is treating these techniques like magic pills. The man contracts muscles without knowing where takes pauses, without understanding what he's feeling, and ends up thinking, "This doesn't work for me." But what's really missing is integration. There's no point in squeezing a muscle if you don't know how to relax the others, and there's no use trying to control something you've never calmly observed. These techniques do work, but in the right context, they must be combined with relaxation, proper breathing, and body awareness. It's like learning to drive. It's not enough to know how to shift gears. You have to coordinate everything at once. When a man gets this, the body starts responding differently and the results come more naturally and with greater confidence. The body learns, unlearns, and relearns at any age. What many men over 55 don't realize is that their sexual habits were shaped decades ago when the only concern was getting the job done over time. Those old patterns keep repeating automatically even if they no longer work. The encouraging part is that the body can be retrained, and the sooner you start, the sooner you feel the difference. This retraining process comes from paying attention to what once seemed irrelevant. How you breathe, how you react to touch, where you carry tension and where you feel pleasure. There's no need to rush or be rigid. Small adjustments made consistently lead to big changes. It's like teaching your body to respond in a more balanced way, more connected to the present and less controlled by old impulses. It's common for men to feel strange at first. After all, it's a new way of relating to your own sexuality. But that strangeness is actually a sign of transformation. With patience and practice, what once felt automatic becomes conscious. And when the brain and body work together, confidence returns, desire increases, and the erection becomes stronger and more lasting without needing external solutions. If you've made it this far, you've probably realized that many of the obstacles in your sex life aren't about age. They come from habits that have been repeated for years. The way you touch yourself, the kind of stimulation you seek, the tension you hold in your body. All of this has a direct impact on your performance, your pleasure, and your confidence. What truly makes a difference is when a man decides to take charge of this process, and it starts with simple choices that gradually retrain the body until it starts responding the way it should with firmness, sensitivity, and control. Now tell me, have you ever tried changing the rhythm or position during masturbation just to observe how your body reacts? Go ahead and like this video. It really helps the channel grow and ensures this kind of content reaches other men who also need to understand what's happening to them. And if you want to keep walking this path of change, there are other videos here on the channel that complement everything we've talked about today and can expand your understanding of sexual health even more. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next